here. Let's talk about what I added to Geekazine, and that was these right here, the stingers. I haven't really played with stingers too much because of the fact, it adds extra process to things, and I didn't want to just kind of bog down my system. But now I've got an idea of where my show's going to go, and so I wanted to add stingers. I want to give this a try, and so I created the simple stinger using my Geekazine logo, and to change the screen, just like that. Now, you say, so how do you create the stinger? Well, inside Wirecast, fairly straightforward. Let's go back here. We'll go up to, I think it's media. Nope, it's Switch. That's right. And manage stinger transitions. I know you can't see it that well. And you hit the plus button. You choose. This was the first attempt at the stinger. You choose which stinger you want, and that's the video. And I'll show you how to make the video in a second here. It'll say an A and a B, and as you move, you'll see how it adjusts. And right here, you hit this button when, like for instance, well, right in this case, this is where I want it to change. So I'm going to hit that AB button, and as you can see, it'll then switch to B, back and forth, back and forth. So now when I hit close, I can go to the drop down. And in the drop down, you will actually see your stinger in there. And then you can choose it. Like there's sequence 15. We'll just switch to that. And now I'll go back and forth. It's a little bit longer of a stinger. And I didn't like the length of the stinger, so I ended up changing that. And now I can change it back to Geek Sting. And then, of course, you have your two stingers right here. Although it'd be really nice to have the stingers on a scene level. It's supposed to. In the settings, I believe it's supposed to say, okay, this is how you want the scene to come in and come out. But it never works. It always gets overridden by those top two. Maybe that's something to fix in Wirecast 13. I don't know. So anyway, so to do this, to create this, now I use Adobe Premiere. And let's go over to Premiere. Here's my Premiere, and I've got my stinger right there. You can see, nice and editable. I'll go into, so basically from here, I go to File, and I go to Export and Media. And in the media, you need to change it to either AVI or QuickTime. I use QuickTime, so for an MOV file. And you need to change the video codec to either animation or to, what was the other one? Here somewhere. None, I think it is. Maybe it was none. Animation or none. I remember correctly. I do animation because this is an animation. This isn't a video or anything like that. So I like the animation one. And then important to keep going down, check out everything. And right here, when you render, make sure that it's rendering with the alpha. And you can do it maximum depth, or you can do it, I don't think I did this in maximum depth, but you get the idea. Make sure that it renders with an alpha layer. That's this background layer right here, because you don't want that. You might want it in there. And in that case, then just use a regular MP4, something from the stock media or something like that, or just shows you something and fades in, fades out, whatever, however you want it to work. But if you want it as a clear PNG type thing, I think that was the other one, was PNG on the list. I'm not sure why I'm not seeing it right now, but I know there's a couple different ways to do it. Animation's the one I choose. And of course, if you don't have audio, you can uncheck the audio. If you do have audio, that's a great way to add to the stinger. And maybe I'll make some stingers with some audio, some whooshes or something like that. But you get the idea. And then you just export it. It creates a file. And then you take that file and you go into Wirecast. And then let's just do this again really quick. I'll move this over here. Bring the screen up again. And go to media. I'm sorry, Switch. manage stinger transition. You hit the plus sign. You will see your 1 or 2 will go sequence 15. We'll make another sequence 15. We'll find out where that middle is. We hit AB, and then we hit close. And now we have 2 sequences, which I'll never use, but that's okay. You can remove them just as easy by simply going in and hitting the minus button instead of the plus button. So hopefully that helps you figure out how to do stinger transitions. And Furio goes, Arrivederci. Oh, he had to leave. So thanks a lot, Furio, for being part of the live show. But anyway, that's how you create a stinger inside of Wirecast. You first have to have a video. If you want it to be clear like I have, then you have to have one with an alpha channel activated. And you can create that in Premiere. There's other ways to create it. Whatever video system you use, find out how you can create one with an video with an alpha channel. Or you can just use like stock footage or something like that. It has to be an MOV or an AVI type file. And then you import that in. And then you set the stinger point where you want it to choose switch from A to B. And then you're good to go. And next thing you know, boom, stinger, boom, stinger. And go from there. And that is how you create a stinger. Any questions on it? Let me know. You can simply, where is that? Oh, there it is. You can simply tweet me over at Geekazine, Think Magazine, put in a geek, and go from there. That is this episode of Wirecast Pros. Thank you guys very much for watching. We had a few people on. Thanks to Furio for in the comments. If you're over on the page, that's over at that's not the page, the Wirecast Pros. That's facebook.com/groups/Wirecast Pros. You can go there to comment, add, join. Just answer the questions, read the rules, answer the questions, you're in. Simple as that. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for listening. We will be back next week with another Wirecast Pros. Let's see, the schedule is next week we'll have a show, and then we'll have a holiday, but that won't affect us. Next week, I think we'll have another show, and then I'll be off to South Korea after that for a week. Cool, huh? So anyway, thanks a lot for watching. You guys geek out. Have some fun with your recording, and let me know what you're doing. I want to see how you disrupt your Wirecast, how you think outside the box to create great content. So once again, geek out, and you guys take